Hi, my name is Emily Peeler, and my project is a multi-genre book project on the topic of refugees and immigrants. And really the why behind I chose this topic is simply that it's just a topic that is near and dear to my heart, especially as a ESL teacher, and so I'm excited to get to share this topic with you all and potentially a group of students in the future. My vision for this project is that through these texts that we're going to read and the assignments we're going to do in this project, that students would grow in the understanding of the history of immigration, of migrants, of refugees, that they would see and understand some causes and effects, what the push and pull factors are, that they would grow in their interest and understanding of current events surrounding this topic, and especially that it would lead them to be more empathetic and welcoming as well. So to get into more of the details of this project, I divided it up into 5 weeks with 4 different subsections. And throughout each of the subsections, we will be reading one book together, a read aloud. It's called Refugee by Alan Gratz. And I found this book to be kind of a little cohesive piece, just a bit of glue to kind of hold the subsections together, all under that umbrella of this topic of refugees and immigrants. Because this book does talk about, from the perspective of 3 different children who are all refugees in different parts of the world and in different time periods. And so it kind of ties together all the different stories that we'll be reading throughout. The first week, though, we'll focus on the first section, and it is about the 4 waves of U.S. immigration. So in this section, I tried to find texts from different time periods throughout U.S. history that show perspectives of refugees and immigrants during these different waves, and how their experiences might be the same, how they might be different. One of those I found was called Brave Girl, about a true story of a girl named Clara who is an immigrant from the Ukraine. The next section is on the push and pull factors of immigration. For this, I wanted to select texts that showed examples of a variety of those reasons. What might lead someone to be pushed to leave the country they're in, and what might pull someone to a new country. So I chose some texts that showed different perspectives, and one of those is called My Diary from Here to There. It's a story of a little girl whose parents moved from Mexico to the U.S. For better job opportunities. The third section is on current events around the world surrounding this topic of refugees and immigrants. And for this, I wanted to select books that were based on real events. And so one of the books that I chose is called Escape from Aleppo, and it's about a little girl who is living in the middle of the Syrian civil war with her and her family seeking refuge and attempting to travel to a new place for safety. The fourth section is a natural response to what we've learned in the first 3 sections. It's focused on welcoming refugees and immigrants into our classroom, our school, our community. And so for this, I wanted to select texts that showed refugees and immigrants interacting with their new world, some of the challenges they face, some of the ways that they were treated poorly, and some of the ways they are welcomed well. And so one of the books that I selected for this is called My Name is Sangol, and it tells the story of a little boy who's a refugee from Sudan, and his most difficult adjustment to his new home in America is the way that others can't pronounce his name. And so he does eventually come up with a way to help his friends do that. And so this section, I hope, will lead to an excitement to welcome new people. And just a quick overview of my lesson plans. Each week, like I said, we'll read some of the book Refugee, and along with that, students will fill out a reading log with just a little short summary, some reflection, and then connect what we read to what we've learned the rest of the week. And then the first week, students will spend time discussing in groups what we've learned from the 4 waves of immigration section. and then also make a Venn diagram comparing and contrasting the different perspectives of each of those waves. They'll get to do research and add some of those similarities and differences. And then in the second week, when we focus on the push and pull factors of immigration, students will again get to discuss and do some research and make a graphic organizer to fill in the push and pull factors that they observed in the books they read, and then also add more examples of those that they found through their research. Then in the third week, when we talk about current world events, students will get to research and find a recent news article on the topic of immigration and refugees, write a summary of that article, as well as reflect on that article and how it relates to what we've talked about that week. And then the fourth week, in response to the stories that we've read about welcoming refugees and immigrants, students will get to write a short story of their own in which they imagine that they have moved to a foreign country, and they get to write about their hypothetical experience in adjusting to their new home. And then all of this will culminate in a final group project in which each small group of students will create, plan, and give a workshop training presentation to their classmates on how to be a good newcomer buddy. And that is someone who just willingly volunteers to take on this role of helping and introducing a new student to the class, to the school, to the community. And so the training they give will help prepare their classmates to do that well. That is my multi-genre book project on refugees and immigrants. I hope you enjoyed it.